right, we're going to get close to starting to wrap up volume here. What we're going to take a look at is more of what happens in the real world. The real world, people don't walk up and just give you a worksheet of stuff to be able to do. In the real world, they're going to give you problems that you're going to have to fix. So you know what that means just as well as I do. Today is Word Problem Day, the best day of the year. Yes. All right. So more likely than not, when you have to solve something in the real world, you're not going to be given all of the information. You're going to have to pull it together from the situation. That's what word problems are. They're giving you a story of what's going on in someone's reality, and you're pulling out the details you know to be able to solve the problem. So when we look at this, let's take a quick look. We're going to look at how to solve a word problem that has to do with volume. So Stephen wanted a new aquarium for his fish. It needs to have a volume of 60 cubic inches. All right, I'm going to stop for a second. So right there, that's one thing I know. I need a volume that's equal to 60 inches cubed. All right, now he would like it to be 5 inches wide so that it'll fit on his nightstand. All right, width needs to be 5 inches. And what are all the possible dimensions that his aquarium could be? All right, so tricky. We know what we want the end volume to be, and we know the width, but we don't know the height, and we don't know the length. So if I drew this out, because sometimes that does actually help, and I look at, all right, he's got this little aquarium. Here we go. Draw it all together. All right, so I know the volume inside is equal to 60. I know the width is 5. And what they want to know is what could I do for both the height and the length? We just need to make it 60 at the end. So one of the things I would always start off with whenever I do a volume problem is I'd write down my formula. Volume is equal to length times width times height. All right, now I know the volume is 60. I know 5 is the width. I don't know the length or the height. So all I have to do is just kind of play with the numbers and figure out, hey, what times something else times 5 will give me 60? Now there's a couple shortcuts for this, okay? I know that if I'm multiplying all of these things together, I might want to get rid of this number here, okay? So if I want to get rid of that number here, I can't just go, no, I don't like that one. No. So what I actually mean by that is to get rid of something in an equation, I'm going to do the opposite. So I was multiplying it, so I'm going to divide it by 5. So I'm going to divide this side by 5. But it's an equation. Both sides are equal. At least they were. So if I divide one side by 5, it wouldn't be equal anymore unless I divide this side by 5 too. So looking at this, I would want to know what's 60 divided by 5. Luckily, I do happen to know that that's 12. So now I know that 12 has to be equal to the length times the height. Because what I did is I got rid of this 5. Got rid of it. So let's see. So I need two numbers. When I multiply them together, they will make 12. Okay, how about 6 and 2? Or 3 and 4? Or 1 and 12 for that matter. Okay, now if you don't believe that this is going to work, we can always plug it back in. So go back up to the basic beginning of volume. Volume is equal to length times width times height. All right, so is 60, the volume, equal to 5, my width, times, let's do the 6 and 2. 6 times 2. That was one of my choices that I said. So when I look at this, 5 times 6 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60. That did work. Okay, so when we're looking at problems today, there's a lot of different things that you might have to do to be able to solve them. All right, every single time you get a problem, though, the best thing to do is take a minute, write down the things that you know from the problem, make sure you write out your formula, and then start thinking, all right, these are the pieces that I know. This is the formula. What can I do with it? The only thing I'll warn you about is just be careful, because sometimes, maybe today, you might need the other formula, height times the area of the base. So be careful, because we do have those two formulas when you're doing things. But the reality is, when you get started on this, okay, you just need to go slow, one sentence at a time, record all the information you know. If it helps, draw a quick little picture, okay? If you didn't watch me draw the picture of a square, it's not really that hard to draw a prism. Draw a rectangle on the bottom, draw lines coming up from all of the corners, try and make the lines about the same size, and then connect those together. There you go. Nice wobbly rectangular prism for you to be able to use to be able to start labeling to help you figure out what's going on. Okay? All right, so try out these problems. They range in difficulty to very easy to really hard, but if you take your time, I think you should be able to handle most of them. All right? All right, good luck. If you have any trouble, make sure you stop off at office hours. All right, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.